All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out here so everybody can join in. 1 second. Do 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 do. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today, and is doing great. And here we go. All right, looks like sound's coming through okay. So awesome. Today we're going to be continuing our discussion this week on day trading harmonics. And today we're going to talk about the butterfly. So it's going to be another harmonic technique. But guys, this is really cool stuff. You start to see this everywhere once you start messing with it. It's really neat. Before we get started, though, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Do, 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 do. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so we're going to start out. We're going to check and see where we left off at the market today, and then we're going to look at futures, and then we're going to go through the topic, and then we'll take questions and chart requests. So here we go. SPX. What a day today. So we, pretty amazing stuff. We finished up 48 points today, so the monthly chart is getting really strong. We took out the prior month's highs, folks. What a level that was. So nice move on that one here on the monthly chart. Still over the mid-Bollinger Band and well over the 50 monthly moving average still and over the cloud and everything like that. Just an amazing reversal so far. Weekly chart. Impressive stuff, guys. Remember, this all started out with that bullish engulfing week here with the RSI and the oversold area, and we really have, just plowed our way up here. So we're coming right up here to this this dreaded Harami cross, which brought us down. So that level right there becomes a very big level of interest, and you can see we kind of top ticked that one today, even though we've had a strong move so far this week. If we go into the daily chart, right, we can see that we're the trend is up, right? We're pushing our way up here. We had an inside day up today. So yesterday was nasty, right? Big pullback, but sometimes those days, sometimes you got to take them with a grain of salt, as even though it was a 41 point down move, because today, after futures last night, we really gapped up, and we did a bit of a gap and go today, even though some of the price action was a little bit choppy. We're still below the 200-day moving average here, and below the that key 3,000 level. So we'll see how that holds, but generally the trend is still up until proven otherwise. Even though the bears might say like, hey, I want to try to prove otherwise and try to fill that gap down there first before hit the trend line and then bounce. So we'll see how that goes in today. Let's look at the price action today before so we can see how that went today. So you can see it was pretty choppy, right? It was the gap and go. Most of the big move was at the open today, right? We had a big gap up. And we had a gap and go, and then we had this nice pause bar right here, which took us out of the 15 orb high and gave us a nice move up. Then we had some sideways action, one more pop, and then it gave you an inside 15, and then it pushed its way back down. I unfortunately missed this short today because Hurricane Arthur was sending some storms through our area and shut the internet and power off today. So eventually it came back in, and I got to enter back into the chop, but was able to find Disney a little bit later for the group, and we got a little bit of a news move on that one, and like somewhere around in this area where the market got a little bit bullish, and then just a really choppy close today. So here's the levels that we provide to our members before each market open. So you can see where we open. We open right at this this key level that we provide to our members right here. So this is a volumetric level right here, and ended up forming the 15 orb low too, right at that level. I love when that happens, when you get these confluent zones. And so we got a nice move up here, and then we just kind of chopped between levels, right? We hung around this R2 level, and then came back down, chopped between these levels right here for the rest of the day. So very, very interesting stuff there. So anyway, let's take a look and see how the futures are looking this evening. Down 9.25, so kind of an interesting area right here, right? We talked about this at the close of the at the market wrap video. So one of the kind of big deals that we had here was just kind of tracking this trend line up right here. It's a little bit sloppy, but if you kind of go back a little bit, you can see where it started. So you have this right here. I can clean it up a little bit right here for us. So let's go like this. So it got right through those levels right there. So you can see that was a bit. This is an important level for us to test, right? So we've already broken down below this macro trend line right here, and we're forming a trend box. Right, so you can kind of look at it like this. Really, here's your recent high. It's a big trend box, right? But we put it around here, boop, around there. Okay, so this is going to be a key area, right? So if we break down here below these, if we push down below these lows here this evening, we may see a test of this support zone, and possibly even come back to this morning's 15 orb low, and then we'll see what they have in store for it today. So, but the plunge protection team has been pretty strong over the last couple nights, so this may just be a little pause for them, and they might try to come up, test the top of the trend box right here, and then deal with this big resistance area here, which is basically that 200-day moving average on the daily chart, and that big resistance zone that we were looking at up there. So we'll see how that holds throughout the evening. So good stuff. All right, so today we're going to continue this discussion. I just think this stuff is so neat. Day trading harmonics. Okay, this is cool. It's all just lines and Fibonacci's, but it makes really cool patterns. And today we're going to talk about the butterfly. So all of these that we've been talking about this week are very similar in structure, just some slight nuance differences, which makes it really nice to have an automated tool for this. And there is some stuff out there, but and there's actually some software out there that does it automatically. But Thinkorswim, you basically have to do a lot of calculations on it. There is some cool stuff that's out there that gets pretty close to it too. That's free out there if you do a search out there. So anyway, good stuff. So let's get to it. Let's talk about the butterfly here today. So a little less ominous than the bat, right? So we have that going on. So let's zoom in here. So let's talk about this setup here. Let's make sure this is coming through. Okay. All right. Good. So the butterfly is basically this was a little bit different one. This was made by Bryce Gilmore. Okay, so not Scott Carney that we talked about before. So this is kind of a neat one. This uses the 786 retracement, and then the 382 and the 886. So the look and feel of it's a little bit different than the other ones. It's more of like kind of a sideways slanting type one. You kind of have a bearish one, right? Remember these harmonics always start. A bearish one's always going to start with a down move, right? Then you have your up move. It's kind of like this sideways type look to it, like this. Right, and you always end up a little bit higher than this. So it's just sort of this tilted type look to it, right? And then you put your you can kind of do that there to make it real pretty looking, and then you get your cool butterfly. This is like a butterfly, right? Just like floating around, and then boom, there's your down move on that one. So the actual Fibonacci's, like we said here, let's take a look here. So let's draw the first one down, and I'm gonna get the fibs up here. So the first move down is your first move down, right? So your AB move, right? Your next move up is going to be a 786 retracement. Okay, so we go here, we go here. Okay, so we're going to go all the way up to the 786 on this one. Okay, so you get a nice move up there. Okay, and then we come back down. The move down is the next move is going to be either an 886 or a 382 of this AB. Okay, so let me remove this. So this move right here, we're either going to see an 886, right, or a 382. So it could be a small one like this, like just a little one, and then then it goes up, or the 886 retracement. So it gets pretty close there, like this. Say that right there. Okay, so let's go down to the 886. So this you just kind of have to take a note of right here. If it's the 382, then your final extension should be a 1.618 of that BC move. If it's an 886, then it should be a 2.618. Okay, so it would look like this. So a 2.618 of this. Here, we'll get the extension up. Okay, so here's your. So it's of the BC move, right? So here's your AB, BC. So this move right here. So we're gonna go like this to that level and back. So this one should go all the way up to the 2.618. So that's a big move right here. Okay, so that goes up here, all the way up there. Okay, so it's got that sideways look to it, right? And you have this right here, and this right here. Okay, and this should be it also should be either a 1.272 or a 1.618 of the initial move down of the basically the XA, if your X is your starting point right there. So let me remove this here, and we get this. Okay, so you have this. So this. Oh no, that's not the extension. This is the extension. So we go here, here, and here. So it got really close here to the 1.618. So on that one. But that's the general structure of it, and that's the basically the rules or the structure of the butterfly. So good stuff. So let's take a look at a couple quick examples right here, and it's pretty interesting. Just kind of when going through this, some stuff really doesn't give good harmonics, right? It's really hard to find a good harmonic on SPY during the day, but some stuff does give pretty good harmonics, and a lot of it I think are the ones that don't give a lot of pre-market data. Just because a lot of stuff gets you have more data that sets up during the day, right? So let's take a look here. But one of the ones we noticed here is that shop tends to give give pretty decent harmonics during the day. It's too bad it's so expensive, and can be really risky to trade these days with the premium so high. But there's two examples that it did recently. We talked about the bat right yesterday, but recently, not too long ago, it gave us this one right here. So it gave us a nice butterfly here. So again, sometimes you have to be a little bit, lenient on these. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. But the idea is, you can start it from up here, but that's way up there, right? You want the butterfly to close above this high right here. So here's your first move down, right? Back up again, down, up, and then we had a nice move down here on shop off of this this butterfly factor right there. And then let's see, we go back here. I thought I just drew these in here. Yep, this one there, yeah, and then we have this guy right here. So those are kind of the two main ones. This one is also can be considered a butterfly too. Again, see how it kind of finished up here. Now this is, I'm really taking some leeway on this one, but I'm essentially skipping this high right here to get this harmonic in place, right? So we had the first move down. This move up was way too big to be the second part, so I took this one and drew it to this low right here. Right, so I basically just ignored this and pushed it up, but this did give a pretty nice butterfly pattern, and you can see here, and this was just today on shop, and actually gave a pretty nice move down on that one. So that's pretty cool. So shop tends to give nice butterflies and bats, whereas some other stuff you won't see it so much intraday. So something to look at there. Maybe one thing I'll do is try to explore some other names that tend to set up a little bit better for these. So if you guys like this, maybe you can kind of add it to your just something to look at on your daily watch list. But anyway, good stuff there. So that's all for the butterfly. And at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those into the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. So Sam sent a few in via Twitter. So let me go through those. Let's go to the daily and put the 5-day 5-minute back on here, and let's go to the daily chart. Okay, so Sam has a couple good ones on here. So SLV actually had some nice strength intraday today, right? So let's take a look here. Remove that and that. Okay, so SLV is doing pretty good, right? So it got out of this geometric line right here. It had a beautiful breakout candle here with some good volume, and it's really getting some nice follow through. Kind of rare in these metals, but sometimes it does it. Sometimes it gives these nice moves. Now it's already come up to this gap, right? Well, it hasn't quite. Did it fill that gap yet? 1645. Yep. Filled it to the tick. So we'll see what it did. It did fill that open gap, but there's another open gap up here if it really wants to do it. But the metals is starting to, have been getting strong these days, even with a strong market, right? Because there's a lot of talk, from the Fed, right? We had Fed minutes today, right? Which is another reason for a lot of chop. But the Fed was talking, they keep on talking about issues with like the GDP and, struggling and all that stuff. So even though the market is pushing its way up here, silver and the metals are still working their way up too as a potential safe haven for economic issues, right? So, but anyway, intraday today, SLV did give a great pop intraday, got really tight intraday. It's a tricky one to trade. It doesn't move very much, but you still can get like a nice little 10-cent move off the options on this one. So if you scale correctly and you have your risk managed well, it did give a nice pop today. We actually pointed this one out intraday with the group today, so that was good. So we'll see if that gets any follow through in that one if it wants to get up there and test that gap. So good. And then LYV. Live Nation, yes, this is actually looking pretty good right here. I like the inside day up. I like the volume today. Let's see if we can continue to push up and get out of that cloud right there. Yeah, this has been pretty good, and it's another good one for the Corona, this one really got trashed on Corona because like people aren't going to concerts, right? They're canceling the whole thing. So now, maybe with people able to start going out again, this is a good one to keep an eye on. DMTK. Okay, yeah, DermTech. So big inside day today. Really, really tight range. It's up about a point after hours. So it gapped up a little bit there after hours, but not too much going on there. If we get our, just kind of put some geometric levels up here, you see that level's being held, right, and these levels being held here. So we got really just kind of an inside day here. Let's see if we can get an inside day up and out of the cloud, but really kind of a tough range right here to contend with. And then the VXX. Whew. Yeah, so the VIX has been a little bit down recently, but it's not horribly down. We're still in the 30s, right? Remember back in the days, like when we were back down here in like the in the teens. Those are great, right? Then we had the Corona issues right here, and the market's still a little bit nervous, right? So that's one of the things we're looking at here. So see, it holds these levels right here. We got a little bit of a descending triangle type look to it. Just kind of keep an eye on it, right? It's very important to help gauge the strength or weakness of the market. So see if we can get above these levels. If not, it might kind of work its way back down to the 200-day moving average. Good stuff. All right, and Shirley sent in a few via email. She sent us a bunch of them, but a few of these are really interesting. So EXPE with earnings tonight. It's actually up. I mean, Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, guys. I mean, like, a little bit of a bull flag right here after hours, and give a pop after that. But it's up here, right? It's up in these levels, right? And they reported like horrible earnings, decreased usage, 30% less activity, and all that stuff. And it's gapping up. So keep an eye on this one right here. That's the hourly. So it's gapping up right at the cloud right here. Watch, it's got a lot of selling pressure in these areas, so it might be one to look at for a reversal tomorrow. UNH also on the list. Definitely want to keep an eye on right here, guys. This thing's in a major, as you can see from all my lines, a major kind of congestion zone right here. Let's see if we can get out above these highs and try to work its way up. Right, so if anything, though, it's possible, right, this may be a markup, a distribution period, and we may see actually a mark down after that, so if it can't get above these highs. But UNH is pretty strong, and they haven't been doing a lot of payouts with not as many people going to the hospital, so we got that sort of stuff going on there. Disney looking pretty good here, guys. It's been popping up multiple times on our radar, and it's it started to get strong the other day, right, last week. Okay, basically saying that parks might be opening, and today there was news that parks, very well could be opening. So we actually caught this one today. This was a nice triangle setup right here. Right, we're just one of those things that's on our radar, and then boom, this news came out here today, and we were able to jump in that and get a nice little move on that, and it ended up giving an inside 15 and working its way up too. So it gave another setup here, other than the initial momentum move on that one. So looking pretty strong here. Surely you got some levels up here, and let's just see how it holds those and if it can continue to work up. But I like how it's getting out of this triangle here and starting to build with some volume. So that's good. Intel was on the radar today too. Wow, very, very strong the last couple days. Guys, it finally got out of this this consolidation zone. We've been talking about this one for a while. This is very, very nice. In fact, give me a second. Let me add this to the game plan for tomorrow. What a beautiful breakout move on Intel today. So this is for Thursday, if you guys can believe it. It's already Thursday tomorrow. So Intel looks good. Disney looks good. Nice one, Shirley. I really like those. We'll see what else you got going on there. What else? Give me 1 second. Couple little Expedia with earnings, LB, take two. So we got those going on as well. Okay, good. All right, yeah, Intel really, really showing some strength right here, and it's got a nice little gap above too that it can work with. That's a great one for to keep on the radar. Good. And then lastly, Halliburton. Yeah, oil was really strong overnight and got a nice momentum move to the upside today, and that flowed into a lot of those stocks. So we had a nice inside day up on Halliburton. So good stuff there. I like how it's getting out of like this prior range, right? So see if we continue to work its way up and try to get up to that cloud before it goes ex-dividend. That's looking pretty strong there after today's movement if oil stays strong. And oil's going up too because the demand's going up as the more people are starting to go out, right? Buy more gasoline, things like that. So we might see a more of a shift into an upward oil move if the reopening goes good. But if there's a wave 2 of this thing, watch out oil for a potential short. So anyway, good stuff. Mike, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, CGC. Let's take a look here. Beautiful move here. Yesterday, nice little gap up today, kind of held those levels. It was definitely on the radar today. Up after hours, I think ACB is going to be pretty epic and might help bring up that pot sector. And big move after hours. I don't even know what the news was. I just knew it was moving up. I can't remember what the deal was on that one. Strategically acquisition makes a CBD deal to enter a lucrative U.S. market. So I guess they're looking at, okay, so they're strategically in the United States with okay, cool, that's really big. Yeah, so they bought something called Reliva, and wow, so that's going to get them a little foothold into in the U.S., and so that's up nicely here. So look at that as a potential 15-order trade. It really has had a big move recently, and that's the type of move here after hours, getting back up to 16. That could get this thing going again. This thing's been pretty hot recently, so that's definitely something to keep on the radar too. In addition to CGC, which might get a nice sympathy move with it. So McDonald's, what are you going to do after CGC? Well, you're going to need some snacks, right? So McDonald's, that had a big move up here today. Nice day today on McDonald's. It's been really tough to trade recently because of its options and spreads, but I really like this breakout move at kind of this hybrid bull flag right here. So that's looking pretty good too. So definitely one to keep on the radar as well. So good stuff. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Cool one. What's going on? Good to see you. ZEK, what's happening? Hal, yeah, exactly. Right on the radar too with wow, you're right in line with Shirley today. Yes, you got Halliburton looking good. Inside day up. Intel super strong, breaking out of that range file. I know you've been asking about Intel a lot. And it's been showing a lot of intraday strength recently, but just hasn't been closing well. And today it finally closed well with some good volume, so that's looking good there. And then MGM, right, as the casinos start to open up and make plans to open up here, that's looking pretty good too, kind of coming out of this, this whole geometric area right here, right, and starting to work its way up with some good volume. So that looks great. Yeah, good stuff. Nice charts. Anke, good evening. Good to see you. Yeah, I hope you're doing well too. Thoughts on Boeing? So I kind of mentioned something on Twitter a little bit ago. This thing is just just chopping around. It really is. This is gonna be a tough one to really get a great entry on. It's coming up to the cloud too. I think there's gonna be news one day, and I think it's gonna be similar to this breakout right here. It'll do something like, hey, we just did something good with the 737 Max or something like that. We're going to get a big candle, and then then we might see a nice move off of that one. So I'm just kind of waiting for that right now. Inside day today, really choppy. It's been a while here, but maybe give it till like next week or something like that till it finds. But keep an eye on it either way. Roku getting a little bit weak here. It's inside the trend box, right? So if we get below those lows, it get weak, and it's actually had some relative weakness today when everything else was strong, in tech. A little bit of a bear flag here too, so if it breaks down that bear flag, that could give it that extra momentum to try to get down to the bottom of that cloud on that one. Otherwise, it might drift its way up to the 200-day moving average, but definitely leaning bearish on its relative weakness, right? AXP, one of the more tricky credit card companies to trade, but I like how it's kind of popping up there off of that, right? The other ones, V and MasterCard, right, are a little bit more front running, right? MasterCard pretty strong too. So see if AXP wants to play some catch up with those two. Good stuff. And then Cake. Oh, now I'm getting hungry. Cake. Well, it's doing okay here, but it's got so many so many downward trend lines. It's really kind of contending with right here. So it's resisted by the cloud. See if we can get the cloud. See if we can get above this, and then maybe it may start to work its way up here as more restaurants start opening up. JP Morgan, yeah, it's recovering nicely from that recent nasty down move right here, right? Big short squeeze day, inside day, and kind of working its way up here now. A little upper shadow off the cloud here. So see if we can get maybe some good volume into the cloud to get going again. Good stuff. JMOS, what's going on? SPCE. Oh yeah, SPCE not good, guys. I heard today that they did like another offering, like intraday or something like that. There's nothing even on the news today, but it's just option activity. But yeah, something about an offering like intraday. I'm just a weak company altogether, But it is hot, right? I mean, a lot of traders like to trade this one, right? So a little bit of kind of like a butterfly type pattern right here before the move down, right? You had kind of that down, up, down. A little bit of a less up, usually like the higher up, right, and then down, right? So it's kind of like that sideways pattern, but a bit of a sideways head and shoulders here, shoulder, head, shoulder, breakdown, right? So see if it kind of wants to work its way down. In fact, I'm going to put that on the short radar for tomorrow for SPCE. See if it wants to hit that 200-day moving average. Looks good. Awesome. Thanks so much. Cool one. Zen. Looks good. Yeah, I know you mentioned that the other day. Wow, big breakout candle today. Look at that. Got out of that. Nice cup and handle breakout on Zen. I'm going to add that to the long radar for tomorrow as well. That just looks great. Great job on staying on top of that one. Fantastic. Good. YouTube day. Tesla chart, a butterfly chart. Yeah, let's take a look. I was trying to put one together the other day for a great example on this one. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Let me clean this up a little bit. Let me get a different chart up right here. Let's get another one. Okay, yeah, it actually is kind of sort of looking at like one right here. So, depending on where you start it, you have this. This looks like possibly a 382 here, down, right? And so, in fact, let's take a look at that. So you have this. That's really close to the 382 retracement right there. So nice low retracement, right? And then your what is it? The 2.618 off of that. Yeah, so pretty close, right? To this area right here. This would have been the level probably initially, right? So you go here, here. That was probably the area right here for that harmonic move right there. That's about a 2.618, and then you put your butterfly up. You get that. Right, and then it gave, Tesla doesn't like to stay down long, right? But it gave that short down move off of that, and then he gave you your double inside day up, and now it's kind of chopping around here a little bit. But you can kind of look at it potentially. You can see, if it's working on another one here, and then we might get another move up here on Tesla, right? Test a couple of these levels, right? And then see if that brings you back down to the cloud or something like that. So cool, yeah, great observation on that one. Yeah, the daily chart, absolutely, good. Yeah, looks cool. Dazzling Sensation, what's going on? Yeah, let's take a couple other ones. So Facebook, guys, just monstrous here, right? I mean, it's just a big breakout candle right here with huge volume today after yesterday's good news. I mean, if anything now, Facebook, I feel like, I have no idea, but I feel like it's really ready to gear up to take it up to the next level. I'm not saying in one day. We might see some choppy action, all that stuff, and a little bit, a couple tests here, maybe fill this gap. But this thing might be trying to become like a $300 stock. This is the type of move here that's just epic, right? I mean, all-time highs. It's like, what Corona, right? All this stuff. I mean, this thing is, what bad economy? I mean, Facebook just crushing it, all-time highs here. Same with like NVIDIA, which has earnings on Thursday, by the way. And which is your next one. So NVIDIA, again, inside day today, earnings tomorrow after hours. Just kind of see how that goes. NVIDIA probably is going to have good numbers. I'm not sure how big it's going to move. NVIDIA is a typical one that really doesn't like to move after earnings, the day after earnings. It usually takes like a week or so for it to really get kicking again. But it could, right? I mean, this last one actually gave a pretty good move up. Actually here, yeah, it gave a pretty good gap up, moved up after that. But it's kind of rare for NVIDIA. But let's see. But this thing has just been a monster all the way up right here. I'm really excited to see what they report and how the stock reacts to that. LRCX. Yep, starting to get out this geo line right here. Good volume today, so see if you get some follow through the upside on that one. Disney, looking good. Nice moves intraday, right? Lots of good motivation here for opening their parks back up, so that's good. Now, pretty good here. This could be a potential doji sandwich, right? So a green move, pause day, and then maybe a doji move up, doji sandwich move up. Amazon, ridiculous, all-time highs. I mean, just so strong right here. I mean, 25.03 after hours, hit 2,500 and a penny today. Just a great move up there on Amazon here of recent. And then Shop too. I mean, all these normal go-to list items that we have are just at all-time highs. Just epic here. So big move on those. Yeah, very, very strong on Shop. So see if they can follow through the upside. Wouldn't be surprised if it did. Good stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Reed, what's going on? Great green day. Thanks to the lessons. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I'm so happy you're in the private group too, man. You're a positive influence to the rest of the group, and you're doing great, and just doing awesome. I really appreciate it too, and Moog's group too, just fantastic, awesome, man. Really appreciate it. The Nest, what's going on? Lost it for a second there. All right, there you are. Okay, there you are. STZ. Yep, another potential mover here on that ACB news. See if it moves in sympathy with that. So, definitely working its way up there. So see if that moves on that ACB news. AVAV, I know you've been tracking this one too. Yep, steadily climbing there. So Inside day right now, but up a couple points here from yesterday's down move. So I love, look at that. It's actually forming a slippery hot dog pattern right here. But bounced off that ADMA and got back over these levels here. So I'm liking that. See if we can get a push to the upside. QTNT. TNT. Inside day up here with good volume. So just watch out. It looks like it's got earnings coming up here. So just be careful with that with this one. But other than that, looking pretty decent right here off of that move. So see if we get some follow through. Maybe get a little earnings run off of that. Good stuff. Michael, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Nancy, what's going on? Thanks for making it. Good evening. Yeah, I hope you had a great day too. Zoom. Yeah, Zoom's looking pretty good right here. It's up today on a little bit less volume. Earnings coming up, so it might be trying to do a little earnings run here to retest these highs. So far so good. The less volume's a little bit okay, but if the market's down, this if the market's down, Zoom sometimes likes to do the inverse, so that could give a possible move to the upside there. And then Microsoft just kind of chopping around there. Inside day, inside, outside, inside day. So now I think tomorrow would be give some good clues here. I already want ex-dividend too. I'd say these stocks don't really move much on that anymore. But just keep an eye and see if you can do an inside day break on that one way or the other. I like how it did the inside, outside, inside. That's pretty cool. Good stuff. Cloud Guy, what's going on? Good to see you. SPG. Yeah, SPG just rejected the 50-day moving average here. It's kind of back below this pivot level right here. So it's holding the ADMA, but below there, it might want to fill that gap and test that. Real estate was a little bit strong this morning with the gap up, and then it just reversed. So yeah, see if it goes, see how it holds there, that ADMA. If not, it might want to come back down and test that inside day level down there. EHTH. Okay, yeah, nice. Whoa. There we go. eHealth. There we go. Inside day. So a couple upper shadows right here. See if we can get above these levels. Next level up are these guys up here at that 136 level. Pins did not perform as well as the other internet names today, like Facebook and Twitter. Those things were so strong today. But nice inside day here. Might be gearing up. I like how it's holding the cloud. See if it's ready for a pop. Good, great stuff. Yeah, my pleasure. Austin, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in, man. Glad you're here. That's awesome. TT, take two. Okay, we got earnings tonight on that. WS, good to see you. Thanks for making it. Huge move up today. We got earnings tonight. Let's see how that's doing right here. Not so good. That's annoying, right? It kind of gapped up right there, and they must have gave some bad guidance or something like that. So it's kind of drooping down here into the close. 139. It had a big move up recently, so 139 brings it down to about here. I like how it's 50% of this range, so see if that holds. That 140 level would be a great level for it to hold tomorrow. Might see a potential bounce off of that one. Big move on that one today. Dazzling Sensation Beyond. Let's take a look. Oh, it's all good. It's been moving, right? It had that upgrade after hours recently. I mean, this one is one that can move, but it likes to chop you out first before to give it another signal, right? But sometimes when it gives those breakout moves, you get a nice next day big move, next couple days right there, which is good, and then it just kind of chops around. So it's hanging around this double inside area right here. So see how it holds that, and then maybe you could build from there. Good stuff. Matt, what's going on? CPB dropping to the 200 SMA. It did, yeah. It dropped down there. It gave you a lower shadow off of it, so the algos seem to like that area right there. It's got earnings coming up this week, so just keep an eye on that one. So they might be pushing it down for a move up. Possibility. Bagish, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, man. Finally out of the trend box. Isn't that great? Would love some continuation. I know, exactly. Thoughts on UNH? Yep, so UNH again, getting really tricky up here. It looks like a distribution zone recently with this range, right? Markup, distribution, markdown. So we'll see how that goes right there, but this market is forever bullish, right? So for the most part, so see if it can close above these levels here and give another move up. But it's basically right at the ADMA right now. Yep, Humana. We kind of lean the sector a little bit with just overall strength right here. Inside day down 3 points, but it's holding its fib fan line in the ADMA, so see how that holds there. ANTM, another one in the sector. Yep, inside day on that one as well, as it's basically holding that geometric line that we recently put up there. And then DPZ. Let's try it again. Inside day up today. So, big move right here is, right, you got this cup, this handle. So really we just kind of want to see, I like that inside day up today. That's nice. See if we can, maybe give a push here to get out of that handle move to get a decent move up, maybe a measured move up for another 20 points or something like that. Possible. I mean, this thing has been popular here through the whole Corona issue. So yeah, it does look like it's starting to build back for that cup and handle break. Definitely something to keep an eye on. The Good stuff, Baggage. Always appreciate you, man. Oxalate, what's going on? Apple. Yeah, Apple hanging in there. Look at that, right at the trend box top right there today. Right, a nice upper trend line so far. It's back above it. It just needs to click above that level. We can shift this trend line over, and then I can see if we can get out of all this congestion resistant zone mess. Right, so let's see what that has in store for us going into tomorrow. Good stuff. The Nest. What's going on? Car. Yeah, trying a little bit right here. It's still, kind of chopping back and forth, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So, getting, really kind of like triangulating in here. So you got that going. It's a nice triangle, right? I do want to see a breakout candle out of that zone. EW. Yep, Edwards Life Sciences here. So we got this. It's kind of got that as a trend line. It's got these. This is a geometrical right here. It's actually kind of a big channel right here. So see how it holds right there. I like how it's consolidated at this level. I'd like to see it get back over that 200-day to maybe try to work its way to the top of the channel. And then Chef. I know you love this one here. Let's take a look. So Chef, upper shadow still hasn't given us a breakout of candle out of that little triangle zone right there. And then SRPT. Yeah, nice inside day up today. So looking good. Tagged, a fresh high right there. And, you got a good trend up. Still, you got a bit of a bump line right here. So looking good right here. It's getting a little extended over the ADMA, so it might want to do a little bit of pullback right there, but it's looking bullish, so see if we can consolidate and give a move up off of that. Mookie, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Messed up on some SPY. Today was yesterday? During yesterday? Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, both of those are possible, right? So the Qs, has some issues, right? I mean, you got a closing gap up here if it wants to be strong. It's got a closing gap down here if it's got that open gap down there, right? So that is a possibility it can move up. But generally, we are still trending up. It is starting to look like maybe kind of a rising wedges type pattern right here, but it's still holding the trend, right? So again, pullbacks, we have to look, we look for setups on those. And then SPY could definitely run into resistance there, right? I mean, there's definitely like algorithmic levels right here. One, algos love whole numbers. How do we know this, right? Because people that make algos have said it, right? So, and easy to see it happen, right? Whole numbers are just interesting areas of resistance. The algos usually will at least try to push it down a little bit. They make a little money off of that, right? And you have your 200-day moving average right there too. So see if we can get above that. Other than that, you do have that gap below as well that could get tested as well if the market wants to be weak. Good stuff. Sure, what's going on? Yeah, Roku. So looking pretty interesting here on Roku. So Roku, general weakness, right? It had some relative weakness today, even though it finished up $1 based on the, on its push here. It's trying to push down right here, but just see how it holds. It looks like it's doing a little bit of a mini bear flag here to try to get out of the trend blocks. If not, it gets over the ADMA, it starts working its way up. See how it handles the 200-day on that one. So, but definitely was on the bearish radar this morning at the open. And then Oxide, yeah, Apple. Yep, we just looked at there, I think a second ago, and then SPY. Yep, right there, same thing there. 200-day moving average, 300, key number to test and see how that goes. Nancy, yeah, my pleasure. Thanks so much. Cool one, Chewy, Buddy's favorite. He loves this company. Yeah, it's trying, right? Well, it finally got down here to the this 50-day moving average, but the 50-day moving average is moving up. So this is actually kind of a good area for it to potentially consolidate and try to work for another leg up. So we'll see how that goes there. And then Tesh, yeah, Apple, again, Apple, top of the trend box right here. It hasn't broken out yet, but if it does, it'll shift our trend line over, and we'll just, Apple will just continue being Apple, right? So how could Amazon and Facebook get all that, not Apple, right? So it's lagging a little bit there, but see if it can get some strength and do it, right? Eventually, a lot of money was flowing into Facebook and Twitter today, right? Eventually, there'll be more flow into Apple, things like that. So we'll just have to kind of keep an eye on it, look for strength. Good. Emmett and Moose, what's going on? Yeah, pins, let's take a look. Yeah, my pleasure, Oxalite. Yeah. Oh, Brandon, sorry I missed you for a second. There's something that jumps around a little bit right here. Let's take a look at pins here. Yeah, inside day at the cloud. So that was lagging the other internet names too, so it might try to play catch up on that one. Brandon, yeah, what's going on? No, hey, no problem. Your internet's, goodness gracious. Watch the language. ES down 20 points after us. Oh, wow, we were down 9 a little bit ago. Yeah, and tomorrow, well, 20 points is like 2 points, and it could be up 50 in the morning. You know how that goes. Heather, what's going on? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. DA. Hey, my pleasure. Hey, you got some Ryankins. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, good job. Let's take a look at CTRM. Sideways action right here. Yep. and really, really tighten this triangle. Let's see if we can get a breakout move out of this one. A little penny stock right there, but so be careful with that. But just it's getting really tight right here. See if we can break out one way or the other. And Mac. Okay, so yeah, it's trying to hear a little bit. It's got, it had this going on right here. It's got an inside day there today. It's, it's down 6 cents a little bit, right at the 50-day moving average. See if we can get a little breakout candle. Maybe try to get a push up to the cloud. So see how that goes. Sure, yeah, my pleasure. Good stuff, guys. Hey, this has been a really fun discussion this week on harmonics. Really, really cool topic. And if anything, whether or not you draw them or not, it gives you a way to look at stuff. Right, here it's you get this move down, right, move up, and things start to look bullish, right. You get these higher lows, right, and then eventually you get a higher high, and it's you start feeling like the trend is going right, and then boom, harmonic world comes in, and it's like, okay, that was actually an interesting reversal area. I think we'll talk a little bit more about kind of putting all this together tomorrow. But it's a cool topic. I'm having fun with it, so I hope you guys are too. Michael, have a good night. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, DA. Anyway, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. Also, hit the notification button so you get notified when we go live. We also put out videos intraday too. We do a good morning market prep. We do the lunchtime market update and a daily market wrap too, where we kind of go over stuff that's moving, moving pre-market or looks like it could move. Stuff that update, in the middle of the day, and then we kind of recap it at the end of the day too. So good stuff there. So definitely. Click subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification button, give us a like on there too. We always appreciate that. And then if you get a chance, check out the links in the description too. So good stuff. Appreciate everybody. I hope everybody has a great night. And thanks again for tuning in and for all your questions and chart requests. And looking forward to seeing you as we wrap up this discussion tomorrow. And stay healthy out there. And remember your risk first and stay safe. See you soon.